welcome to this week's edition of The Magnate. You know by now that The Magnate is a program that parades veterans, professionals of different fields of endeavor. Today, our focus will be on petroleum engineering. Sounds interesting, isn't it? Yes, one of the very exalted professions globally, not only in Nigeria. And we have a veteran, a major player that served this nation and has international recognition. And who is this veteran? Who is this magnate? The only way we can find out is to bring you a profile report of our magnate for the week. When we come back, we'll commence an interactive session with him. We'll be back shortly.
Engineer Chief Samson Azebeokhai Nasamu was born on the 21st September 1941 in Fuga, Isako Central Local Government Area, Edo State. He attended St. Teresa's Catholic School, Fuga, for his primary education, and thereafter proceeded to St. Andrew Catholic School, Oru, Ijebu North Local Government Area, Ogun State, for his post-primary education. His quest for knowledge made him to enroll in Yaba Technical Institute in 1962. In September 1965, Engineer Samson Nasamu gained admission to the Friendship University in Moscow, USSR, now Russia. While in Russia, he was the vice president of Student Union for all the higher institutions in Moscow, USSR, in 1969 to 1970. Engineer Samson also graduated with a master's degree in petroleum engineering geology. He was one of the first servant trained graduates to be employed in Federal Ministry of Mines and Power, Department of Petroleum Resources, which eventually established NNOC, that later transformed to NNPC. In 1973, he proceeded to the Geological Survey Tokyo, Japan, for his postgraduate studies in offshore. He was also the head of Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR Office, Eastern Operation Division. In 1981, he was the technical advisor to the Senate Committee on Petroleum and Energy, and also the head of NNPC Marine Transportation Department. In 1987 to 1990, he was among the member committee on National Environmental Godliness and Standards for the Petroleum Industry. In 2009 to date, he is among the member board of trustees NNPC Retired Staff Association RSA. He diversified into industrial fishery for commitment and exceptional entrepreneurial ability in 1992. He is a member of Lagos Country Club Ikeja, Fuga Club, Sonyuznik Alumni Association, and also a past president of Isako Club 81. Chief Samson Azebeokhai Nasamu is a blessed and an ideal family man. He is married to his lovely, amiable, highly supportive wife, Mrs. Lyudmila Fyodorovna, and he has 3 lovely children who are of inestimable pride of the family. In recognition of his immense contribution and philanthropy, Chief Azebeokhai was conferred the title of the Ilunami of Avian Kingdom by His Royal Highness P. Obiarekpe, the Oge of Avian Kingdom. Apart from his native language, Etako, he is also fluent in English, Russian, and Yoruba, and he loves reading novels, watching documentary films, listening to classical music, and swimming.
You're welcome back. The program is still The Magnate, and we're still chatting. Quite a stimulating discussion. Our topic today, our profession today, is petroleum engineering. And lending a voice to that profession is our chief engineer, Samson Azebeokhai. He's also the chairman of Basan Petroleum Development Company Limited. You're still on The Magnate, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, now let's zero into your own studies. Yes. You didn't study in Nigeria.
Yes.
Was that by choice or through scholarship? Because I know those days, during your time, you always secure scholarship to go abroad, particularly even where you studied, the Soviet Union, in Russia, precisely.
Union, that's true. Really, in those days, 2 things are involved. Even when you, after your school start, after your high school, you find out that we had only very few universities. The time I left this country in the early 60s, we had about 4 universities. University of Ibadan, University of Ife, you have Ahmadu Bello, the University of Lagos.
Okay.
You have Nsukka. Those are the universities here available. And you have so many, Nigerians are very, very intelligent. Nigerians are yearning for knowledge. People like us at that time, in fact, during my own time, I had opportunity to have gone to US, I had opportunity to have gone to Germany, and then I had opportunity to have gone to Russia. In US, I didn't go to US because when I look at the logistics that time, we've just gotten independence, and it was not easy, and we are not very used to that US at that time. Now, in Germany, I was to go and do what we call something like HND, which actually is instrumental engineer. Instrumental engineer I was to get. Then, luckily, to go for instrumental engineering, I look at it, well, this is an area I was thinking of when we go and begin to do mechanic. I said, no. Then I still continue applying until I got a scholarship to come to Russia to do what is called industrial economics. Industrial economics. But luckily enough, when I go to Russia, I happened to, I was so inquisitive, and I was good in mathematics and physics. My head of department looked at it and said, well, they have just discovered oil in Nigeria, and you are from South Africa, because he knows I'm from, the part of Nigeria I was from. He said, why not think of something you can go and easily, because economics, yes, there are so many, but this is a new area, that's petroleum, something. I said, that's good, but what can I do? I've already spent a semester here. He said, no, it doesn't matter that you can match that. The subject you've done, they are still very, very relevant. Only you have to spend extra time grading. So I agreed. I didn't do it. But behold, the first holidays, which is usually June, after 1st of June, I didn't. I was in the campus
to meet up.
Yeah, to meet up. And luckily enough, that was a very good, that year I had a very good grade. Then my professor called me and said, well, this is what I was telling you. Now, face it, and I want you to do this petroleum, for he said geology. I was in geology, after I finished with geology, then I went into petroleum engineering. So this is how it happened. I left here with admission to do industrial economics. Yes. I haven't rejected it's not equal admission in Western Germany. It wasn't admission in Bonn. It was instrumental something. But that I wasn't very clear of what it was. Okay.
Okay, very, very good. Very interesting story. What bothers some people, particularly parents, is that even here in Nigeria, some of these well-established universities have challenges with right infrastructure. They would rather their students or their children go to the private schools where they have the right infrastructure. I just want you to compare the educational standard now from your own time abroad and now. I'm sure you must have worked with some of the graduates in Nigeria here. Yeah.
Well, the problem here is that in Nigeria, the standard was okay before. One of the things that lowered the standard in this country is this quota system. Quota system in the sense that, for instance, I have a son who got about 300 in JAMB that time, but because of the area of the country I am from Edo State, and the cutoff mark for them was very high. Now, this is what he became so frustrated that we have to look for a way to send him to England to go and study there. What I'm trying to say is that now, here is somebody who got almost 200, I think Victor has 240. Then some of his classmates, some had 190, 130. They were given admission. Now you can imagine they are going to study. Here is somebody who has such a high mark, is not encouraged. And at that level, you begin to lower the standard. And we have a lot of, that is the one of the major issues. That is, when you say that quota system has to be determinant is very bad. Okay. It's very bad. In the sense that, look, everybody, no matter what you do today, water will always find its level. We don't have to all be graduates. We don't have to all be engineers or to be doctors. But whatever you think you can do better, go into it. What I'm saying is that this quota business has to stop. And when you talk of private, then those who cannot meet the quota because they are not allowed to go, maybe their parents are able to send them to private schools. They go to private schools. With
good infrastructure. That's what I'm saying.
Of course.
So what happens to the federal ones that lack this infrastructure, and by the time they even get to the field too, the private ones, you can brag and boast that, they had a lot of infrastructure to work with, to practice.
The point is that private universities, they have taken education as business. And they know that they have to set it up right because of what they are not You don't pay chicken fees there. You pay a lot of money. And to get value for your money, the standard must be very high.
Okay.
Then whereas the one you call government schools, well, as far as they are concerned, well, it's whatever you want to do, you can do. But the standard is not the same. Okay. But if you find brilliant children in the government school, they are still very okay.
Yeah.
But the point that most of them, because of the standard, okay, I'll give you an example. If you have about 30 students in a class, compared to a class you have about 15 or 10, you can imagine. They'll be disturbing themselves. There will not be enough time for the teacher to even devote to impact to the children. Whereas where you have about 10 you have full attention from the instructor. Okay. So that's one of the reasons. I
just wanted to clear the air. The fact that the quota system, that we shouldn't now allow people who, so to say, are brilliant, the likes of Edo, Ekiti, to now lower their standard of brilliance.
No.
So that the quota will be...
No. They should not.
That's just on the lighter side, then,
They should not. No, but really, my advice that even where you have quota system, they are all, catching up today. They are catching up. They are catching up today.
Okay.
But only that, you say, if we think of this federal character, it's another big problem. Those who are clamoring for restructuring, they know what they are talking about. And, well, it is good for federal character, but we should not drive it too far.
To emphasize on
if we emphasize too far, then it's not going to help.
Okay, I'm sure you are listening to our chats. Very stimulating discussion, lending a voice to the growth of our various businesses, particularly those in the oil and gas. Let's bring in a young player now. Somebody who is also trying to manage an enterprise, a business. What are the challenges? What are the prospects? We call it mentoring on television, lending a voice to business growth. We're back to continue with our conversation with our veteran for the week.
A lot of people don't even know how to part. Like this, my guys here, we are just teaching them how to part the hair, like to divide the hair into two, to make the basics actually, like to make weaving, to make didi. People don't know how to do that. So it's not everybody that is good with doing this. Well, it was something by the side, but I learned for 6 months. But I knew how to make some, like before going to further my learning. The stipend side also, so really I can't quantify it. Yes, I can't quantify it. I will have a big shop. That's how high I want to take it. Then I'll have my stylists. I will employ stylists. Then I'll have a barbing salon as well. That's what I intend doing anyways. But because of work, I can't really merge the two. But it's something I intend doing.
You're welcome back. The program is still the Magnate, and we still have the privilege of chatting with a veteran, a petroleum engineer of long years standing. Engineer, Chief Samson Azebeokhai. Thank you very much for allowing us to have a peep into your career. Your career. You came back from Russia. Yes. Before then, you had even done your postgraduate studies in the different countries. Yes. So, your first point of call in terms of employment was the Ministry of Mines and Power. Yes. What were you doing there, sir?
Very good question. When I came back, fortunately, we were interviewed in the embassy in Moscow embassy.
Really?
Yes. But when we came, we still have to attend interview here. I attended interview with Gulf, Ajip, Shell at that time. And fortunately, with Ministry of Mines and Power, which we call MMP that time. Now, it's just by fortune, what I would call just destiny, that I believe that out of these 4 areas I've gone to, whichever answers me first is what I will take. But my mind was on Shell and Gulf. But fortunately, unfortunately, the one that came for was Ministry of Mines and Power. Then a friend of mine who was in custom that time, a colleague of mine, he's late now, Sonny Sagwede. He studied law at the University of Lagos while I was in Moscow. I came by. He was in custom because they did BSc while we began to do masters. So he was in custom. He told me, say, son, the one that comes, you have said it is with your mouth. He said, whichever comes first, is what you take. Now, mass and power has come first. You are talking of salary, talking of this thing. What do you do? I said, no, I won't go there. He said, but supposing the other one doesn't take you. But don't forget that you study in Russia. This one may be thinking dilly-dally or so. That one, I said, okay, I took it.
Motivated you.
Yes. Behold, it was the best decision I've ever taken in this life.
Interesting.
Yes. Mariho, say, well, as far as this is concerned, these are specialists anywhere in the world. If they have studied politics or something, but at that time, we attended an interview, 4 of us from Eastern Bloc. Apparently, one of us happened to be, is also late today. One diehard, Baero. We interviewed the same day. He was so interested in us. What he then did, because we studied abroad in non-English speaking countries, then they now decided to send us to English speaking countries, for us to just brush up.
Adapt.
But in my own case again, I was unfortunate. Instead of my colleague went to they sent them to Imperial. Nanya, Bairo, Agboke went to Imperial. The 3 of us, myself and they sent one to Romania. I was sent to Japan. Again to the University of Tokyo.
Country.
Oh my God, to Tokyo. Now, while I was in Tokyo, Chief Ede came on tour. He saw me, so we are very sorry. I forgot. I thought you were studying this thing, so you are here. How are you coping? I said, fine, sir. It was a brilliant experience. So, on coming back again, that gave me the opportunity to do what is called the movement of cryogenic tankers. That is, these big tankers in the sea, the logistics, the programming, we did that one. And of all I said, I was the only one who did that. So when we came back, this one gave me an opportunity later on to become the head of a marine transportation in NNPC. The head of marine transportation. So, which was a very good position, of course. But before then, I was in Port Harcourt. We started from Warri, then Port Harcourt. And in Port Harcourt, where, this export of crude oil, where I was in charge of the Port Harcourt ASIS. At that time, what we call head of petroleum inspectorate. That time. The good aspect of that was that at least it enabled me to know today we are talking of, bunkering, talking of cheating or so. In those days, there was nothing like that. So you have to do thorough fiscalization. Fiscalization means that before you actually nominate a storage tank to be loaded into a ship, you know the quantity of crude oil in that tank. You know the quantity of the volume the ship is going to take, and everything has to, and you have to report it to Lagos. Lagos has to use it now to cross-check whether what you are saying is right or wrong. There was no room for any mago, nothing at all.
Well, how did we get it wrong? Yeah. But first thing that occurred to me is you studied petroleum engineering.
Yes.
Why mines and power?
Yes.
And then, of course, how did you transit to NNPC?
Good. Now, it's a good question. The time we came back, there was no Ministry of Petroleum. The whole thing was this. It came from Ministry of Mines and Power. Then Department of Petroleum Resources.
Okay.
Department of Petroleum Resources graduated to Nigeria Oil, NNOC, Nigeria National Oil Corporation.
Okay.
From Nigeria National Oil Corporation to NNPC. But that's how we have been
progression.
moving. Yeah, that's how we've been moving.
Okay. Now I clear. Yeah. But you have also added value in several ways, because I was flipping through some photographs. I saw you and the late head of state, Murtala Mohammed, and then you've also had an encounter even with the president when he was Minister of Petroleum.
Yes.
Me, you were a high player. Share all these experiences with us.
Well, really, when we were in Port Harcourt, I was number 2 that time to Adetunji. is late now. Also, KK is late too. Petrol industry was growing, and well, it's a prime, industry.
Exalted profession.
In the country. Every minister of petroleum, we want to come to see what we are doing in the field. This is in this light. Then the head of state that time, Murtala Mohammed, came. He didn't stay long in power. He came. Then he visited Ajip, Nigerian Ajip Oil Company. We flew him to the Ajip field, and then to what do you call it now? The Bayelsa, the terminal, the Ajip terminal in Bayelsa. We flew him there. They were briefed to know what is happening. They were very, very interested in the industry also. In the case of Buhari, when he became Minister of Petroleum, it was during his time, actually, all these pipelines were opened. Pipeline to the north, to
the foreign countries.
Kaduna refinery also, because he was in charge at that time when Kaduna refinery was opened. Then when Warri refinery, second refinery was built, and then the pipeline, networks. So at that time they come regularly to see what is happening. And,
so you're wine and dining with them.
Well, at least we have to brief them what is doing. Buhari at that time, he was the Minister of Petroleum. It beats some of us our imagination. Because when we brief him from the point of view of the representative of government at that time, Ministry of Mines and Power, the Department of Petroleum Resources, when he comes to Lagos and meets some of our boss that time, he will be discussing with them. We will get a call from Lagos. Is it true that this is what you said? We say, yes, sir. That's exactly what the minister said here. Then some of us just wondered. So he took note of all this. Some of them are minute. BS&W, that basic sediment and water. When you are producing, right from wellhead, you are determining the basic oil and water, which you will net out before the oil now get to the terminal. Before, again, you do that determination of the basic oil basic sediment and water before it goes. So when we will tell him the technique, what goes, how it goes, how the calculation is done. When it gets to Lagos, we tell them that, yes, I was in the field, this is what your officer is. So, in fact, that one gave us a very big, relief. Because they then know that we are doing our level. And honestly speaking, Buhari knows that as at that time, because right from the wellhead to the pipeline to the terminal, there is no way you determine the daily production.
All right, thank you so much. But before we go, sir, you were introduced as chairman of Basan Petroleum Development Company Limited.
Yeah.
What's it about? I mean, as much as you want to rest, maybe some people have fished you out to say you come and lend the voice, come and add value to this organization.
Yeah, Basan Petroleum Development Company is into exploration, development, in the later stage, production. Basan Petroleum Development Company actually was incorporated by a group of us, mainly from NNPC and other oil companies. And form it with a view to get a marginal field, which we applied for.
Okay.
But because of that during the time of Jonathan, the application is still pending, everything is still on. And we have very good prospect.